Hey there, it's Rusty Nelson, your college art professor, and we're talking watercolor today. It's vlog 61, episode 24 for season 2. So that's just for the record anyway. Hey, welcome new viewers if you've happened to stumble onto the channel. This channel is dedicated to getting people, mid-career, late career, early retirement, getting right in there and wanting to start a creative journey. And I am doing what I do up at the university, teaching those 20-year-olds when they're getting started in their program with foundation art, drawing, and design courses, and then also some watercolor courses. So over the course of 27 years, I've developed a lot of skills oriented around design. That's what I teach predominantly up at the university. It's all digital oriented and focused production now, so everything's done on computers or tablets. But I started out back in the day traditionally with drawing and painting, everything that would have to be shown to a client. And I started out as a painting major, transferred and changed majors, became a graphic designer, and I worked for 15 years in advertising. So I have a lot of skill sets that I like bringing in and showing and exposing the students to up at the university and get them started on a career, a creative career in graphic design. So one of my favorite courses that I teach is illustration class. So I've developed a lot of different techniques: ink drawing, pencil drawing, charcoal drawing, gouache, and watercolor over the years, and just have had a lot of fun doing it and showing those students how to get started with it. And I thought this would be an ideal thing: start a YouTube channel and help anybody who's interested to get started on a creative journey. So that's what we're doing on this channel. And specifically with Talking Watercolor, the idea was to talk about maybe some of the comments and things that people are dropping into my videos, and it'd be good talking points that I can go over and clarify or explain further some of the things that I show in my tutorials. I do see some patterns and some typical things that people do ask about. A lot of times they want to make sure they can see the reference in my videos or the color mixing when I'm doing watercolors and things like that. So I have definitely used those comments to help improve the skills, but this whole Talking Watercolor thing is really oriented, it's all oriented around making me hopefully better on screen and talking to a camera. So it's a very unnatural thing to do, is to start sitting in a room all by yourself and looking into a camera and trying to have a conversation with everybody out there. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to put my reps in and just practice. So that's what I'm doing here, going over a whole host of various things. In the last couple weeks, I've been going over in my Talking Watercolors some of the challenges I've been having. Actually, my whole spring semester, I had several stacked courses and various things that I was juggling. So my spring semester was very much a challenge. I had a technical meltdown with the gear that I was using up to about probably mid-March. I had a major catastrophe with, I started out the whole channel just working with an iPad and an iPhone, and then porting it into a computer and editing there. So I have a new tilt pan zoom camera that I'm using. I am porting my iPhone is still a look down web camera with the continuity feature in Apple, and it's all porting into software that I've been promising for 6 months. Yeah, I'm making slow progress on my goals for getting a live stream started, putting together some downloads for people. They can go out to Gumroad and download some aids in getting from beginner to intermediate. So I'm working on that. So a lot of things, it's just slow going. And then we're throwing in a whole mix of personal issues and things, family issues. So it's been a very challenging spring semester. May was really challenging, and June hasn't let up one little bit. So I think I need to retitle this vlog something else, maybe the challenges of a YouTube professor. So I don't know, that might need some work. I better get out on the AI and see if they can come up with anything better than that. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. I have seen some pretty good comments. A couple people Well, I've had mixed reactions on my Saturday post. It was a quick still life using fish, so some fish in it. So I haven't really done many fish, so that was an experience working on that. So I think I can probably do a better one. And somebody somebody said that they don't really care for this one, so I can understand. It was definitely a down and dirty, and that's one of my goals too. And one of the challenges I think I've been facing recently is just to work on trying to get some better videos made. I think I've got a pretty good process figured out and working with it. I just need to get better at doing it and then producing better artwork when I do it. So I think that's one of the big differences between what I'm doing here on the channel and making these tutorials and doing these little pieces of artwork that I post out there. I do want something that looks good as an end result. Now, up at the university when I'm doing demos, half the time, they're really clunky and crunchy looking tutorials because I'm not making artwork. I'm showing techniques or demonstrating certain things that can happen. And so there is a difference between what I do in a live classroom situation and then what I'm doing right now with the YouTube channel. Anyway, let's see here. What else is happening? But oh yeah, I think July is definitely going to be a challenge. I'm going to be teaching a course up at the university for seventh, eighth, and ninth graders. I've mentioned that before, so I have not had the time to bank any videos, and it's looking pretty doubtful that that's going to happen next week at all. So I think I'm going to be on a small hiatus. I hope to be able to still produce some talking watercolors and maybe one video for the week, for the 3 weeks in July as I teach that class. And then hopefully as the new semester gets started, we can kind of settle back into a routine and I can get back to working up some good tutorials and videos. So been doing some research on topics, outlier subjects, what other YouTube artists and people are doing that is gaining good views. So doing all the good practices that the YouTube tutorial people are telling new YouTubers to do and to try. So again, I think I'm at that stage. I'm past the beginner stage. I'm firmly in that plateau of that awful plateau of trying to get better and feel better about what I'm doing on camera. So I have gone back and watched some of my experiments in earlier videos, and they're pretty they're pretty bad. So I do think I have made some progress and slowly getting better at doing this. I just need to now not only bring up my YouTube abilities, but refresh and reinvigorate my watercolor and my drawing abilities as well. I do want to continue doing the drawing tutorials and the watercolor tutorials. They just may not happen both in the same week. I may have to start alternating them. So we'll see. Maybe if I can cut back on the quantity, I can ramp up the quality in the pieces as well. So, but everybody, there's a bunch of content out there on my channel at this point that you can go back, and it really is starting from ground zero, making a mark, playing with shapes, trying to create form and value and modeling, textures, lighting, and all of that, organic shapes, primitive shapes, all of those things that you need to practice, especially if you're just getting started, and to refresh yourself with the basic fundamental core things that you need to know to be starting a creative journey with drawing and or watercolor. So drawing's a pretty fundamental thing. That's the first thing we all teach. We get taught in college is they run you right through that foundation drawing and foundation design class, so the basic working principles and components that you're going to be using in your artwork. So it's just a matter of practice after that, and that's one of the key things that I really do believe separates a beginning artist from an intermediate from an advanced artist is the amount of time on task that a person has spent on it. So it really does come down to determination and dedication to applying and how to use those primitive forms and shapes and modeling and everything in interesting and unique ways to create interesting artwork. So that's hopefully where we're at with this. This channel is definitely dedicated to trying to get better at drawing, at painting, and for me, getting better at YouTube, and hopefully be able to do this for a number of years. So, well, I'm approaching retirement myself, so this was the thing. This is the idea that I had that I thought would be something that I could continue doing, something I love as an educator, have enjoyed doing it for the last 27 years, and I am starting my 28th year in August. So it's something that I want to continue doing, and I think YouTube is a great outlet for me to continue doing that and reaching out and helping people. And I'm going to be definitely expanding my reach in different ways, starting with the live stream as soon as I get everything ironed out with my tech and time and schedule. I definitely am going to be starting live streaming very soon. I keep saying that too. Boy, I'm an overpromiser. So anyway, let's see here. Other than the comments on somebody really not caring for the fish that much, I didn't really see anything. So really, that's the one thing I do want to ask. If you're watching my talking watercolor shows here, or if you're watching any of my videos, make sure you drop some comments. I do want to know if there's anything in particular that you're interested in seeing how to do. I can definitely put together a tutorial on what skills and practices and things you need to be aware of that would go into fixing and solving that creative problem that you might be having. So let me know in some comments. And, if you think you're getting any value out of this, please give me a like and a subscribe. That at least, keeps my morale high as I'm wading through the doldrums of no longer being a sheer beginner, but trying to get to that next plateau. So I saw something one time where, our learning is not a constant. You're not always doing this. You go up and then you plateau, and then you come up a little bit and then you plateau again. So that's kind of where I'm definitely on that first plateau, I think, in the YouTube realm of trying to become a better content creator. So yeah, give me that like and a subscribe, keep my morale high. And also, if you are wanting to buy supplies, any of the things you see I'm using, I have a bunch of the links in the video descriptions. They're always there, so you can go out and find the pencils, the pens, the watercolors, the brushes, the paper, all of that stuff. You can go out into the video descriptions, click on those links. Those are affiliate links, so I do get a small commission if you buy anything from Amazon on those. And also, in the video description, there's a link over to my website to a page where you can download figure drawing reference and PDFs on Loomis method. There's a little sketch on Riley method, and there's a Bridgman, an old Bridgman. These are old resources too, from like the 40s and 50s. They're classics. They're great. They're fun reads. It's great to see the skills that these people have worked out and put onto paper. So they literally wrote the book on figure drawing. So get out there and download those. And if you think I'm doing anything overall on this channel that you think you could financially support, head to my Patreon channel. Give me a $5 a month membership. It will help me continue to upgrade equipment. So hopefully it will allow my abilities to blossom on camera if I have some better tech to work with. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, again, give me that like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week talking watercolor.